Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Vindication, issue number 1, Image Comics. Let's just say I could see what they were doing here. I could see what they were trying to do at least. Let's get into this. Created by Matt Hawkins and M.D. Marie. M.D. Marie wrote this. Pencils by Carlos Mico. Dema Jr. did the inks. Colors by Thiago Concalves. Troy Pateri does the letters. Cover by Jonathan Davis. So, check this out. Basically, there's this guy turned Washington who is sent to prison for 10 years for a crime he committed when he was apparently a teenager. So another case of a black teen being sent to prison, well, more specifically, being tried as an adult in order to be sent to maximum prison. Yeah, I get where they're going here. There's also a cop who's clearly, I don't know if he's on the take, but he's definitely corrupted because he's being blackmailed. Or at least that's what it seems. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. But there's definitely, people are talking like he's actually got something on him. Plus, Internal Affairs definitely believes that he's on the take. So, I don't know, man. I always see cop movies where there's, somebody on the take or whatever, and AI is all over them. And, the fact of the matter is, Internal Affairs, I don't know if they're really that big on stuff like this. I honestly, I can't tell you. So this feels to me more Hollywood than anything else. This feels to me like they're just trying to make, that next movie, which isn't a bad thing. Because the funny thing is, I felt that this would work better as a script, as a screenplay, as a part of a movie, as opposed to in comic book form. There's a part that happens in this this book. I just went to the very last page. I need to be on the second from the last page right here. The stuff that happens here, this whole scene where I guess that's like a love interest, not even a love interest, just somebody who he's apparently hit before. He calls her Sheikh. I don't know if that's actually her name because apparently her name is Detective R. Ahmed. I don't know what R. Ahmed is. Al Ahmed, that would actually at least be Arabic. I don't know what Ar Ahmed is. Maybe it means something. I don't know. I don't know. It sounds like something that's supposed to be Arabic, but no, nothing would be spelled or pronounced in any way, shape, or form like that. So no. So Sheikh seems like a really weird name, and I'm guessing it's because she can shake that booty or something. I don't know. That's just what I'm trying to guess out of this. There's a lot of guesswork to do with this comic book. Why did I point out that scene? Because that was done really well, where the art and the words really matched up very well. After that, there is none. There was not a single scene in here where the art and the words were that perfectly in sync with each other. Sometimes you got the art is really banging, but the words, it's just like, what the hell are you talking about? This is all fluffy stuff that just, cops don't actually talk that way. People don't actually talk that way. And there's other times when the words, it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then I'm looking at the art and it's like, okay, this is kind of freaking weird and this doesn't represent anything. It doesn't make any kind of sense. There are times when the plot just doesn't make any sense. This cop, like, yeah, he's raggedy, he's unshaven, he's unclean, he's probably unwashed. And he's got a hole in his pocket where a gigantic letter, oh, granted, it's folded in half, so it's still this big, is falling out of his pocket all the time. That's not called having a hole in your pocket. That's called not having a goddamn pocket. That's called you put it someplace and it's like there's a hole right underneath the size of your hand. Because no, holes in your pocket, like this isn't a little crumpled piece of paper or a damn coin. Like the whole damn thing just keeps on falling down. Like it's so silly. And he stole it from this guy Turn Washington, who was in prison. And he gets out, and of course, there's like it just starts off with the worst possible trope ever. Guy gets out of jail after a long time, and the cop who puts him there, standing right there. You know what I would do if I came out of prison? God forbid I never have to go to prison. If I came out and the cop who arrested me, who put me behind bars, standing right there, I'd slug that dude right in the face. I know there's going to be a bunch of people. I know you're just saying that. No, I'm being serious. I'd slug that mother fathead right in the face. Because you know what? What's going to happen? They're going to do all these little things and whatnot, and I'm going to go to the media, I'm going to go whatever, and be like, listen, why was he there? He came there and he attacked me. That is, like, if there's ever a time to get a cop in trouble, that is probably the only time you could ever do it. And they're showing it in this comic book. Like, here's this dude who's just, he's clearly planting evidence. He's clearly corrupt. He's going after this dude. And like, DNA evidence couldn't place him at the scene. So he's getting out of prison. And he's only getting out of prison with $200. Like, man. And I could just go on and on and on. I could literally just be like, okay, social commentary. And I just don't want to, because this book just doesn't feel like it's necessarily worth it, because everything feels so damn tropey. I get the feeling, I know in general where this comic book is going to go. They're going to show the cop as being a bad guy. They didn't really do a whole lot with Turn Washington, and he's the really interesting part of all of this. I was hoping they were going to talk about him. Maybe in the next issue, that's where they're going to go with him. In the meantime, it looks like right away, this looks like I've seen this episode of SVU every single season that SVU is on. Law and Order SVU, Special Victims Unit. Anyway, I've seen this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, it doesn't do anything more for me now than seeing it there, except you got at least pretty good acting and usually some hot actors. I'm just saying. Here, it's just, it feels like they're trying to imitate that. And art imitating life never works. Like life imitating art never works. You know? This is, it's just not hitting it for me. I'm not saying I won't get issue number 2. What I am saying is that if I do get issue number 2, it's not going to be the physical copy. I will be Comixologying this. I think this is on Comixology. If not, then I won't be getting it at all. I don't know why this one. It's Image Comics. It should be on Comics Frickinology, all right? But it just feels too campy for me. The writing, the art, just mostly feels out of sync a lot of times. It's a forced plot when there's just way too many things that, like, a pocket-sized hole in your pocket is just the dumbest damn thing I could possibly imagine in order to get evidence someplace. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Somebody else his partner goes and find it. Clearly something is pointing a finger at this dude, and she's just like, well, you're the senior officer, so I'm going to let this go. Look, as former military, as a former soldier, that whole, well, I was just following orders, never works. Unfortunately, with cops, it does, because they've got way better lawyers and a way better union than any soldier has ever or will ever have. But can you tell I'm a little testy when it comes to the subject of corrupt cops? Yeah. This comic right now, it's just not working for me. I know that there's a good story here. The problem is it needs to be refined a lot. I don't know about a whole lot, but definitely a lot. I feel that, like, and we've seen this before, because Gideon Falls, I only read issue 1. I should have read more. I will eventually read more, I'm sure. But Jeff Lemire talked about how he's had this story since, like, early 2000s, if not earlier than that. And he's refined the story over and over again. He's retold the story and changed it and fixed it and cleaned it up a lot. I feel that if this comic book comes out, all right, cool. Just because it's out doesn't mean it can't be cleaned up. Even if they don't remake it into another, a remodeled comic book, I think that if this actually comes into the form of a TV show or, a short movie or something like that, it could work. It could. Because, again, this has worked so many times in TV before. So why wouldn't it work again? But it's got to be cleaned up a lot. I'm not going to say it feels sloppy. But the fact that I'm thinking of that word should tell you everything of how I'm feeling about the book. It's got to be polished a lot. Just, wow. Anyway, like I said, there's a story there. It's got to find a way to stop feeling so forced. Just let the story be told. Let me see both sides of this. Let me see a side not just from this cop, not just from Turn. Let me see from his partner. Let me hear it from the Shake girl. Let me see, a point of view from what's his name, the AI guy. Heck, let me see it from the freaking chief if I've got to. You know, just all these. I think this story, because it doesn't feel like there's a lot of story here. There's a story, but it doesn't feel like it's a long story. I feel that if it just got retold from different points of views, maybe that alone would make it into an awesome story. In the meantime, I also saw the solicitations for the next two issues. So that's really more why I'm interested in this than because of this book alone. By itself, I don't think that I would have continued reading the book, but the solicitations look interesting. So, and I saw the solicitations on Comixology. So, yeah, there should be an issue 2 read. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.